All right. Come on, wherever you can put your mouth. All right. I run a company called Rainbow's Edge. I've been a solo entrepreneur full-time since 2014, but I actually started my business in 2011. Anna Who. So I put that because I thought it was nicer than like, who am I? Which is kind of boring. My previous name was Anna Brown. And when I met my husband, I met a guy, I really like him. She's like, well, what's his name? I said, Rick Spooner. She said, she hated it. So Anna Who, Anna Spooner. I graduated from the University of Iowa an undisclosed number of years ago. Fine, it was 2003. And that's what I studied for. But that, at the time, the only avenue presented to me that would give me an opportunity to work there, and it was very clearly presented to me to be a sell your soul, 97 hours a week plus, not fun, no balance. Even at 22, I knew better. So I wasn't sure what to do, and I decided to stay in town, got a job at a local insurance company, Geico, and after 8 years, probably less than that, but 8 years, you know how it is. The only other opportunities for the country, find a different office, something else to do. I'm like, I enjoy doing every day. I'm like, well, I like writing. So I decided that I would start content writing. It was on the side of my full-time job, and content marketing was buzzword. Content marketing was just starting up, and there was excitement around content marketing. And then I was able to business. Rainbow's Edge, the company, pretty much is the story of my life. Explaining your business to your family, they have no idea what they're talking about, but they're supportive. What I do didn't exist when I graduated college. And that's one of the many reasons that my family has a hard time getting their head around it. My husband is a lot older than I am. He's 18 years older. Content ecosystem. That involves creating content, repurposing content, sharing content, cross-sharing it. It's not just a blog delivering it to you. This is very strategic in terms of how to create a brand presence content, whether that's blog posts, website copy, social media, or a combination of all of that. I also do scripts for video because video is a really important way to do content today. Some interesting content marketing facts for you. Only 3% of your customers are ready to buy now. So if you want to run an expensive pay-per-click campaign to get leads, as the juggernaut who has always, but they're smart and they don't rest on their laurels. Because if they did, they could lose market share. So they're social media was the number one market into. If you want to, the best place to go is where an audience is already existing. You can create an audience for yourself on your website or other places. It takes a lot longer and it's best to, but to share that content into media where there's a lot faster. So I have spent basically being I was available to write in terms of business. They basically just needed some rank out to fit strategy. And I've been reasonably. I do get a few bylines on some of my stuff, but mostly it's behind the scenes, people who don't know their entire healthcare website. Transitioning into a more strategic role, not just delivering to a marketing firm or to another company, or has a strategy, and moving to that strategic marketing partner. Partner team that helps determine what that content strategy looks like and create that. In startups, especially in finance, those are still complex information and make it engaging to the audience. A lot of skill in that because in the there's just a lot of jargon. But it winds up on the web. Someone is used to saying. And so having someone from the outside who's not in that culture look at this and say, what are we doing here? Being able to engaging, understandable, meet the customer where they are using the language they use is really important. It's complex. I offer packages to whether it's brand. So I have to offer different levels of each of those roles. Media, your blog, and all work together. So having messaging content between those three areas, using that in video as well, using for every business. You know the business that could use phone.
Kind of quantify ROI to a business about your services.
That's what I'm looking at is you've got to help them understand ROI in a different way. Right? You say, I invested X amount of dollars in my content strategy. Did I get X amount of dollars in sales? And unfortunately, because content marketing, like so much of the world, isn't linear, you can't look at things that way. You got to think of it more as a team effort. If anyone likes sports, I love football, right? You points on the football team. The kicker. They make the most points on the football team. The kicker is one of the least important roles on the team. The offensive line makes no points. They protect the quarterback. Points. But there was and so when I talk about it, I do have metrics I look at, but I start by framing it. Dollars in, dollars out calculation. brand awareness for you in ways that are difficult to quantify. After that, I look at things like website traffic increase, social media, and traffic to the email list, to the email marketing, so I can quantify that better, because email marketing is a more direct communication. It's easier to attribute sales to that. So I funnel the content marketing ecosystem toward the email list because I know that's the most direct conversion route, and I know that no matter how much I talk about a team effort, people but it's really not a fair.
Any questions?
How do you work with companies outside of those target areas, or do you?
I do. So, for instance, I have two SaaS companies. When I say fintech and insurtech is because startups who are looking for market expertise really knowledge of their own industry, and those are the industries I have a lot of. However, I offer the same services in terms of the packages to any growing content marketing creative and starting to get brand visibility. My packages are priced and basically, depending on your goals, they range from about $1,500 to $5,500 a month. It's it's paid up front to deliver not just and the deployment of the goals that we've set. So, for instance, the bottom package is just the brand awareness. That's really about just getting you on platforms consistently. So it's really about and sharing it widely. It's not so much, it does include email marketing because I think that's a key pillar, but it doesn't focus a whole ton on direct lead generation. It just focuses on generating leads and revenue and being able to have a content ecosystem conversion, if that makes sense.
Industries have you?
I have worked as a content and copy. I've worked in a lot of my specialties are in finance and real estate, service companies, HVAC type stuff. Trucking companies, transport, SaaS, a lot. I've worked with a lot of different clients, so it's just kind of, I've learned a lot how to use content to create traction for your business.
What is it that makes you?
Go ahead.
Sorry, this might be kind of a dumb question, but are you more so like giving the businesses like the idea, or are you actually like the one that kind of like is facilitating?
So my goal is to do both. I want to be honest, it's easier to find someone to be strategic than it is to find someone to do something. And I'm good at writing. So one of my specialties, or one of the factors that sets me apart from others, is that I'm able to not just give you from me. I don't have it over as is common in content, unfortunately. You pay a premium price and it gets funneled through and then back up, and so you're paying a premium price, not premium product, but everyone's in a way. You're working with me for the whole process. So because they do want to outsource, they do want to increase their that. We're focused on being a premium high quality. In the future, if my business grows enough to where I didn't take advantage of as many resources as I, and I steps and kind of turned my business off for a few years. So I didn't mindset but some of the things that have been really helpful for me are the Merge community here. My cats for a little while. I've also got kinds of people that I wouldn't have normally had in my sphere, right? Especially when you're a solo entrepreneur. It's hard to run into the right kind of people, and this gives me the opportunity with some other folks from here. And I've just gotten to experience some neat things here. Just with Merge being kind of a central location, meet and greets and different activities. Like, who gets to meet just randomly? You know, I have to meet matcha tea, and I got to experience that. So it's like, it's just a really good place to be, to accidentally run into